Mushoku Tensei's Lore Facts Compilation.
Long ago, there once lived a god who created many things. He had existed for what seemed like eternity. Yet it's peculiar that this god also had physical and mental limits. Knowing that his death was nearing, he decided to create one final world as his last masterpiece. With the remnants of his power, he intended to create a balanced world, but unfortunately, the world he made ended up unbalanced. Since he no longer had the strength to fix that world, he decided to create another world to balance it out. Eventually, he succeeded in creating 6 worlds: the Dragon World, Beast World, Demon World, Heaven World, Ocean World, and finally, the Human World. All these worlds converged to form what seemed like a cube, and managed to achieve balance. However, these 6 worlds needed supervision. As he didn't have much time left, he decided to divide his body. Each fragment gained its own existence, and was tasked with overseeing a world. They are now known as the Demon God, Dragon God, Beast God, Ocean God, Heaven God, and Human God. With that, the Creator God could finally pass away. Sadly, only the Human World remains, as the others have vanished. All thanks to a single entity, Hitogami.
Before Rudeus was isekai to that world, there existed the 6-phased world, created by the creation god. It comprised the Dragon World, Demon World, Beast World, Ocean World, Sky World, and Human World. Each world was ruled by its own race god. In the Demon World, a hybrid of demon and dragon races existed. Living a miserable life there, he was eventually discovered by the first dragon god, Orsted's father. Recognizing his mixed heritage of dragon and demon races, the dragon god, who cared deeply for his kind even though it was only a half-breed, brought him to the Dragon World, raising him as his own child and later naming him the place. Since his arrival in the Dragon World, the place has remained fiercely loyal and devoted to the first dragon god who saved his life, as well as to Lunaria, a human woman who is the dragon god's wife, Orsted's mother, and also the daughter of the human god. Despite not being related by blood, the place considers Lunaria his real mother, and likewise, Lunaria considers Laplace her son. At first, when Laplace arrived in the Dragon World, he was still very wild. It was there that he received training from Dola, one of the dragon's generals. The 5 dragon generals, also known as the 5 dragon kings, serve as the personal confidants of the dragon god, assisting him in safeguarding the Dragon World. After a considerable amount of time, the place eventually became a general himself, serving under the first dragon god. As time passed, Laplace experienced numerous events, culminating in the worst one, the murder of Lunaria. This tragic event enraged the dragon god, leading him to suspect other worlds and declare war against them. In his wrath, alongside his generals, he brought destruction to other worlds, committing genocide and eliminating other gods except for the human world. The survivors of the destroyed worlds were sent to the human world by the human god. After the prolonged war concluded, the place uncovered something suspicious about the situation and the true cause behind these events, which he promptly reported to the dragon god. The dragon god, suspecting the human god whom he initially thought was his ally, grew wary and eventually accused him of being the mastermind behind the tragic events, including the murder of Lunaria. However, just as the dragon god prepared to attack the human world and eliminate the human god, his own generals intervened, resulting in a conflict among themselves, and led them to fights on each will. The battle of the dragon generals and the first dragon god begins, and in the end, the first dragon god manages to defeat them, however, from behind. The first dragon god was cheap-shotted by the human god. Eventually, the truth emerged as the human god revealed that all of these unfortunate events were orchestrated by him. The false human god, Hitogami, also known as the man god, killed the original human god and somehow managed to take his power. He then proceeded to kill his daughter, Lunaria, and manipulated the other gods, inciting them to fight each other and bringing about the destruction of each world, all as part of his plan. As the dragon generals faced their mortality one by one, the Dragon World teetered on the edge of destruction by Hitogami. Despite his battle wounds, the dragon god sent his infant son, Orsted, 10,000 years into the future to the human world. The place was entrusted with a mission, to aid Orsted in the future human world. Faithfully following the first dragon god's final mission, the place prepared the knowledge for Orsted to confront and defeat Hitogami. Dying Dola, one of the dragon generals, who was wounded during their battle against the first dragon god, asked the place to also bring Perugia's egg to the human world. With the dragon world on the brink of collapse, the place swiftly ventured into the human world, driven by a sense of urgency and an intense hatred towards Hitogami. The dragon god then somehow managed to capture Hitogami and sealed him in the void world. He bestowed his son Orsted with a mission to kill Hitogami. The first dragon god also placed upon him a curse, the curse of being hated and feared by all living creatures in that world. and the curse of being invisible from Hitogami's view. However, it turned out that this is a result of a secret technique that allows him to reset. When he fails, a loop. If he fails and dies, he will keep looping his life until his mission to kill Hitogami is fulfilled. The human world, inhabited by every race, is now the world of Mushoku Tensei. Did you know that Laplace was split into two existences? Laplace was originally entrusted with a mission from the first dragon god to aid Orsted in the future. He lived with a young elf named Rosalina, whom he had saved, and was eventually sealed and put into a deep sleep, destined to awaken in the near future, to help Orsted defeat Hitogami with her immense monopole. Unfortunately, before that could happen, an ironic fate intervened. Laplace unexpectedly encountered Batagati, who had been instructed by Hitogami to obtain an elixir and the fighting god armor, with the purpose of splitting him into two separate existences. As a result, Laplace was split into two entities. After Laplace split into two entities, the first half lost all memory of God and man-god, resulting in intense animosity towards humans. This half is now known as the demon god Laplace. On the other hand, the other half solely retains the memory of the god part, leading to an obsession with power and prompting him to create the 7 great powers rank. This entity is now known as the Technique God. Did you know that the first dragon god used a reincarnation method to transport his people to the human world in the future? This method was discovered by himself. In this process, the first dragon god would send ancient dragon tribe souls to inhabit other bodies by taking them over. However, for successful reincarnation, the chosen vessel or body had to be a suitable match for the soul. If the body rejected the soul, the reincarnation would fail. To prevent this rejection, the first dragon god implanted his factor into multiple people. When these individuals engaged in intimate relations, they would create ideal vessels in the form of children's bodies that highly matched the reincarnation soul sent by the dragon god. Those reborn through this method would inherit the dragon factors, although they might lack physical dragon wings. Their bodies would still exhibit features of the dragon race. This method was also used by the demon god Laplace, but instead, he sent his own soul into the future. This explains why there are individuals born with the Laplace factor. Did you know that in the old Dragon's Tale, the battle between the dragon and the demon god lasted for 100 days? In the 6-phased world of Mushoku Tensei, the demon race is considered the second strongest race among all worlds. The demon world was the most difficult for the first dragon god to conquer. Despite being the strongest race, the dragon race had already been weakened by previous wars. In the heat of the battle, the demon god emerged on the front line, immediately growing in size. Engaging the 5 dragon generals, the demon god's agility defied his colossal form. Attacking with strikes like mountains and meteorites, the power disparity was apparent. The generals were outmatched. After an intense 100 days battle, the dragon god seized a momentous opportunity. A colossal magic circle materialized beneath the demon god's feet, triggering a transformation that led to his gradual collapse. The demon god's form disintegrated under the force of the magic circle. In the end, the dragon god emerged victorious.
Did you know that Alina Lisse is actually Laplace's companion, named Rostelina? In her childhood time, Rostelina had uncontrollable magic and an immense mana pool that brought harm to her village. Vanished and left alone near a forest, she couldn't fend for herself and was under constant threat from monsters. Laplace was the one who saved her by sealing her magic. Since then, he took her under his wing, granting her a life of peace. During their time together, Laplace often shared stories of his origins, the events that shaped him, and the tragic destruction of realms beyond the human world, all orchestrated by the evil culprit known as Hitogami. Sadly, before this could occur, another tragic twist of fate struck. Laplace's existence split, leading his other half to incite a war among humans, culminating in his defeat by Prugius. It was then that Prugius uncovered Rostelina's presence in the magic crystal within the labyrinth. Unfortunately, after being released by Prugius, she had no memories and lived under the name of Alina Lisse.
Prugius Dola is one of the 7 great heroes, who sealed away the demon god Laplace for 100 years ago, much like Orsted. He's a high-ranking member of the dragon tribe, commanding 12 familiars. Prugius orchestrated the reconstruction of the ancient sky castle, and alongside his companions, he managed to seal and defeat Laplace. As a tribute to his achievements, the new era was named the Armored Dragon Era, and he was given the title Armored Dragon King. It is said that in 80+ years, Laplace will revive, and Prugius currently waits for his revival. Despite his intense animosity towards Laplace, there lies an ironic twist in Prugius' background. Ironically, it was Laplace who named him Prugius. However, in an unfortunate turn of events, Hitogami caused Laplace to split into two existences, and one of those existences is the existence that Prugius despised the most. In addition, Laplace was never a bad guy, he was just one of Hitogami's victims. Did you know that Prugius was actually named by Laplace, the very existence that he despises the most? Dola, Prugius's mother, was actually Laplace's mentor in the Dragon World back then. In her final moments, as the Dragon World was being destroyed by Hitogami, she asked Laplace to bestow a name upon her child and bring him to the human world. Laplace ended up giving him the name Prugius. Keep in mind that this is the original Laplace, before being split by Badigati, who was instructed by our beloved villain named Hitogami. Did you know that according to Hitogami, if he were to perish, it could potentially lead to the end of the world? Currently, Hitogami is trapped in the Void World by the first dragon god. However, in the six-phased world, each realm is strongly influenced by the existence of its respective god. The world that Rudeus and company currently inhabit is the human world, and it was previously under the firm dominion of the original human god. While not extensively explained in the web novel, the first dragon god speculates that the original human god, who once held sway over the human realm, may have been vanquished by Hitogami, and his power subsequently taken by him. As a result, Hitogami now holds the significance of affecting the human world. Consequently, the presence of the human world, also known as the Mushoku Tensei World, could potentially be in danger if anything happens to Hitogami. How many races exist in Mushoku Tensei? In the beginning, each race in the world of Mushoku Tensei inhabited their own distinct realms. Eventually, they found themselves in the human world due to the destruction of their original domains by the dragon race and were subsequently sent to the human world by Hitogami. However, all of this was orchestrated by Hitogami as part of his evil scheme. The first race, aside from humans, is the demon race. They were the original inhabitants of the demon world. The second race, known as the beast race, originates from the beast world. The third race, known as the heaven race, are the native inhabitants of the sky world. The fourth race, known as the ocean race, are the native inhabitants of the ocean world. Lastly, the dragon race. There are also a few that haven't been classified into any race, such as elves, dwarves, and hobbits. It's possible that they emerged as new species during the chaotic period.
Did you know there's a race in the Mushoku Tensei world that remains shrouded in mystery and hasn't been thoroughly explored in the series? And that race is the ocean race. After the first dragon god massacred their world, the surviving beings from the ocean race were sent by Hitogami, along with other races, to their human world. They now inhabit various parts of the ocean and strictly regulate access to land races, enforcing their rules. Crossing certain territories is prohibited, and any breach results in the ocean race attacking or drowning intruders, effectively making sea travel across the Ringus Sea nearly impossible. Similar to the heaven race, they are highly isolated and rarely interact with other races. Their isolation is further emphasized by their unique language, known as Sea God Tongue, which remains unfamiliar to other races, adding to the mysterious nature of their presence in the series.